Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we're exploring The Worry Trick by David A. Carbonell. Published in 2016, this book is a straightforward guide designed to help you understand and tackle worry and anxiety. Integrating techniques from acceptance and commitment therapy with cognitive behavioral therapy, Carbonell provides insightful strategies to comprehend the roots of worry and equips you with practical steps to confront and manage these emotions effectively. David A. Carbonell, a well-respected clinical psychologist specializing in anxiety treatment, brings his extensive experience to the table. An author of 4 self-help books and a seasoned presenter of workshops for therapists, his expertise offers invaluable guidance for anyone looking to conquer anxiety. The Worry Trick is recommended for anyone who finds themselves frequently entangled in worry, psychologists eager to expand their treatment toolbox, and students interested in the mechanics of the human psyche. Tune in to uncover how to stop the cycle of worry and reclaim control over your peace of mind. The Worry Trick: how your brain tricks you into expecting the worst and what you can do about it. Introduction. Unlocking the secret behind incessant worry. Imagine this. You're going about your daily routine, perhaps enjoying a quiet moment, when unbidden thoughts abruptly pierce your peace. Thoughts that spiral from mundane worries, like a report due tomorrow, to terrifying conclusions, such as losing your job or facing financial instability just because of that one potentially subpar report. This relentless cycle of worry is not just a nuisance, it's a pervasive issue affecting many of us. You might find yourself grappling with these consuming thoughts, unable to shake the dread that clings from one worry to the next. The more you try to suppress these thoughts, or tell yourself to just stop worrying, the stronger they seem to become. It's like being stuck in quicksand. The harder you struggle, the deeper you sink. But what if I told you that worry is basically a mind trick, a rather nasty one that your own brain plays on you? It's true, and understanding this trick is the first step to changing your relationship with worry. Worry, in its essence, is not your enemy. It is an intrinsic alert system that signals potential dangers, prompting us to take action. However, when worry spirals out of control, it stops being functional and starts being destructive. This is where the worry trick comes into play. The brain uses worry to prepare us for possible threats, but when these threats are not immediate or real, the worry becomes chronic and unproductive. By decoding this mechanism, you'll learn how to transform the way you respond to worries. Rather than fighting them, you'll discover strategies to coexist with them, acknowledging their presence without allowing them to dominate your thoughts. This shift in handling worry can drastically reduce its impact on your life, freeing you to focus more on the present and less on the unfounded fears of what tomorrow might bring. So, as we delve deeper into understanding this trick, remember, the goal isn't to eliminate worry entirely, but to master the art of managing it effectively. Part 1. The seductive loop of worry. How it draws you in and keeps you there. What does tomorrow hold? Perhaps it's just another day. You might wake up, head to work, encounter some traffic, just regular occurrences. But for someone entangled in excessive worry, this benign routine can rapidly transform into a canvas for catastrophic scenarios. Imagine this: a simple delay due to traffic suddenly morphs into the horrifying possibility of a serious car accident. This leap from a trivial concern to an extreme outcome exemplifies how worry ensnares and exaggerates. Most people walk through life with an expectation of normalcy, where an occasional doubt surfaces and naturally dissipates. However, if you're prone to overworrying, every minor uncertainty feels like an imminent threat. This perception triggers your brain's danger signals, turning a simple concern into a matter of high alert. At the onset of worry, when that first twinge of doubt nips at your heels, your instinctual response might be to suppress it, to silence the worrying thoughts as if they were enemies to be vanquished. But here lies the paradox. The more you attempt to argue with or suppress your worries, the more entrenched they become. Consider how we naturally engage with worry. We either debate with it, hoping to prove it wrong, or try to distract ourselves from it. Yet worrying is inherently about the future, about potentials and possibilities, not certainties. Trying to assure yourself that a worry will not materialize is futile, because it's nearly impossible to prove a negative, especially about future events, which are inherently unpredictable. The irony is stark. In striving to dispel a worry, you inadvertently provide it with more room to grow. It's akin to being told not to think about something, which makes that very thing stick stubbornly in your mind. Just as you might suddenly recall your long-forgotten childhood pet at the mere mention of it, attempting to distract yourself from worry often only deepens its impact. This cycle, where doubt is mistaken for danger, leading to attempts to stop the worry only to increase it, is what I call the worry trick. It's a cruel illusion where the harder you try to free yourself, the more ensnared you become. Realizing this, the solution isn't to keep trying to eliminate worry with the same futile methods. Instead, the key lies in altering how you relate to worry. By shifting your perspective and changing your engagement with anxious thoughts, you can break free from the grip of this vexing cycle. Let's delve deeper into redefining our relationship with worry. Part 2. Reframe your approach. Why fighting worry with instinct fails. Just as you have relationships with people in your life, you also have a relationship with your worry. Whether it manifests as a seldom concern or as a constant crippling anxiety, understanding the nature of this relationship is crucial. Ideally, worry should come and go, serving as a nudge to address specific life challenges or general anxieties without overwhelming you. But when worry becomes chronic, it's a sign that your relationship with it has become unhealthy. There are generally two ways people relate to their worries. The first is perceiving them as legitimate, urgent warnings, leading to a series of defensive responses. You might try to stop what you're worrying about from happening, reassure yourself that it won't occur, or prepare excessively just in case it does. These are natural reactions, yet they tend to reinforce worry rather than alleviate it. Each action meant to suppress or argue with worry only heightens its presence in your mind, making everything worse. The second type of worrying relationship forms when you start agonizing over the amount of worry you're experiencing. Recognizing the irrationality and the debilitating effect it has on your life might prompt you to try and control these thoughts through distractions, or even through substance use like alcohol or comfort eating. Unfortunately, these measures are akin to using gasoline to extinguish a fire. They merely feed into the cycle of anxiety. In both cases, the typical gut response, to fight or flee from worry, proves not only ineffective but counterproductive. Worry, in these contexts, is like a mirage in the desert. The more you chase after it, believing it's something tangible you can eliminate, the more elusive peace of mind becomes. The crucial realization here is that trying to eliminate worry entirely is a flawed strategy. Instead, the objective should be to cultivate a healthier dynamic where worry neither dominates nor dictates your life. This involves embracing a counterintuitive approach, stepping away from instinctive reactions, and understanding that sometimes the natural response is not the effective one. Adjusting your relationship with worry doesn't mean aiming for a life devoid of worry. Rather, it means developing a framework where worry exists without ruling your every action or thought. Let's now explore what these counterintuitive responses look like and how they can fundamentally alter your interactions with anxiety and worry. Part 3. Identify the subtle arrival of worry and disarm it. Have you ever noticed how worries sneak into your consciousness? Next time you find yourself fretting, listen to the language of your thoughts. You'll likely discover they often start with the words, "What if?" These two words are worry's favorite tools to pry into your mind. What if I lose my job? Or, what if I get sick? Identifying these words is the first step in unmasking the worry trick. By recognizing how worries announce themselves with "what if," you can start to challenge them and see them for what they truly are, a mental game. Understanding that confronting worries directly might seem daunting, especially since trying to ignore them hasn't been effective. It's essential to adopt a proactive stance. Let's begin by dissecting these worry-laden sentences. Typically, they include a "what if" clause followed by a disastrous possibility, which we will refer to as the catastrophe clause. Reflect on what the "what if" clause really implies. Consider the thought, "What if I'm in a car accident?" At the moment of an actual accident, there's no hypothetical "what if." The event is happening, and your response is immediate. Likewise, if you realize you've run a red light, the potential for an accident exists, but your mind is focused on preventing the disaster, not pondering the possibilities. The revealing truth is that you only use "what if" when everything is actually okay. It's not a mechanism of self-protection. It doesn't prevent or solve problems. It essentially says, let's pretend. Let's pretend I'm in a car accident. This realization turns each catastrophic scenario into a kind of mental fill-in-the-blank game, similar to Mad Libs. When you concentrate on the unlikely dramas of the catastrophe clause without awareness of the "what if," it feels like you're considering valid concerns. A practical method to improve your awareness of these "what if" thoughts involves a simple daily practice. Obtain a pack of candies or mints which have the quantity listed on the package. A 60-pack of Tic Tacs, for example. Each time you catch yourself thinking a "what if" thought, eat one candy. This tactile activity will help you keep track of and become more attuned to the frequency of your worry thoughts. After a week of this exercise, your proficiency in recognizing these intrusive thoughts will enhance. You'll begin to view them more objectively and passively, breaking the automatic cycle of either battling with or ignoring your worries. The ultimate aim? To stop playing the game of "let's pretend" that worry lures you into, and start seeing these thoughts for the harmless musings they truly are. Part 4. Turn the tables on worry by playing along. Picture yourself at a dinner party, awkwardly seated beside the evening's most contentious guest. Whatever you say, he contradicts. Compliment the weather? He criticizes it. Express enthusiasm for basketball? He champions football. Arguing is futile. Ignoring him only fuels his persistence. And while momentarily satisfying, physical confrontation isn't an option. This scenario serves as a powerful metaphor for dealing with worry. When confronted by worry's relentless banter, try a different tactic. Humor it, nod in agreement, affirm its points. You don't have to buy into its doom-laden predictions. You're just looking to lessen its disruptive influence. Think of worry as the heckler in the crowd at your stand-up show. Incorporating it into your act can shift control back to you, allowing you to manage the disruption on your terms. However, shifting your response this way can be challenging, particularly if your instinct has always been to combat or suppress your worries. To start shifting your approach, consider playfully exaggerating your worries. For example, if the thought, "what if I mess up my presentation tomorrow?" creeps in, follow it up with a ludicrous escalation like, "Yes, and then I'll be chased out of the office amid peals of laughter," or "Yes, it will headline the company newsletter. Here's an exercise to try. First, write down one of your worries, concocting the most dramatic and frightful version you can, but keep it concise, about 25 words. Next, use those Tic Tacs you've got from an earlier exercise. Stand before a mirror, read your worry aloud 25 times, and with each iteration, consume a Tic Tac to make your counting intentional. For those struggling with chronic worry, this might initially seem daunting. Notice, though, how the intensity of the worry diminishes with each repetition, becoming less severe by the time you reach the last one. Through this process, you'll discover that treating worry with a dash of humor not only diminishes its sting, but can dismantle its illusion altogether, revealing it to be doubt rather than danger. Admittedly, this method might not always be practical, especially when worries are deeply rooted in your everyday experiences. In our concluding segment, we'll explore 3 specific daily practices that can further diminish the stronghold of worry in your life. Part 5. Building your resilience to worry with 3 daily practices. Chronic worry isn't resolved overnight. Like building muscles or developing good habits, it requires consistent effort over time. Here are 3 exercises you can incorporate into your daily routine to strengthen your resistance to worry, much like taking a daily vitamin or sticking to a workout plan. Firstly, allocate specific times for worrying. Think of it as scheduling a meeting with your worries, much like a manager sets times for appointments. Choose a time slot during your day that's most convenient for you and dedicate it exclusively to your worries. The aim here isn't to solve or debate these worries, but simply to acknowledge them. This can be particularly effective if you vocalize your worries aloud while looking at yourself in a mirror. It might feel odd at first, but it externalizes your thoughts, helping you gain a clearer, more realistic perspective. This method not only allows you to confront your worries directly, but also trains you to defer them to a more appropriate time, rather than letting them interrupt your day. Secondly, practice a breathing exercise daily. The common advice to take a deep breath holds more weight than you might think, especially when done correctly. Begin by exhaling completely to empty your lungs, then slowly inhale through your nose, hold this breath briefly, and exhale through your mouth. To make this practice more habitual, link your breathing exercises to regular cues in your environment, such as hearing a smartphone notification or a car horn. This association will serve as a reminder to breathe deeply, helping you maintain calm and focus amidst daily stresses. The third technique involves cultivating a routine of mindfulness meditation. This practice involves observing your thoughts and sensations without judgment, a skill that can significantly improve your handling of worries. Start by finding a quiet space where you can sit comfortably. Focus on a constant element, such as your breath or the hum of a nearby appliance. When inevitable distractions or thoughts interrupt your focus, acknowledge them without resistance and gently redirect your attention back to your chosen anchor. Initially, aim for about 10 minutes per day and gradually increase this time as you become more comfortable with the practice. By integrating these 3 practices, scheduled worry time, focused breathing exercises, and mindfulness meditation into your daily life, you will not only enhance your ability to manage worry, but also develop a stronger, healthier relationship with it. These techniques empower you to recognize the deceptive nature of worry, ultimately allowing you to see through its tricks and maintain control over your mental well-being. Final summary. It's easy to perceive worry as a foe to be conquered or avoided. However, the natural reactions we often resort to in dealing with worry, such as confrontation or denial, typically amplify its influence rather than diminish it. Chronic worrying, which can disrupt sleep and hinder enjoyment of life's moments, plays a strategic game by luring you into a cycle of futile resistance. Much like a matador employs a cape to provoke a bull, worry entices you with an array of what-if scenarios that are compelling yet fundamentally baseless. Recognition of this tactic is crucial. It allows you to see through the deception and strategically disengage. One effective approach is humor. Acknowledging the absurdity of worry can nullify its impact, transforming it from a threatening force into a manageable nuisance. Additionally, incorporating practical techniques such as breathing exercises and mindfulness meditation, can help maintain your composure and control over worry. The crucial takeaway here is that elimination of worry isn't a viable goal. Rather, the focus should be on developing a healthier, more functional relationship with it. Worry, although a natural part of life, doesn't have to dominate it. By understanding its mechanisms and learning to handle it with the right tools, you can ensure that it occupies only a small, manageable place in your mind. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.